So I mean, can you name besides Russell, anybody else that really stood out in that point in time? Because I know, because at that matter of fact, it was Lincoln's band that was one of the top high school bands at that time, wasn't it?
Yep, in the early 80s. My cousin, actually two of my cousins, and they still are doing it. John King, I think he came out in the early 80s, funky bass player.
Okay.
He was in the jazz band. My cousin Terrion Gully, phenomenal drummer. He plays with Diane Reeves. He's been performing with her for many years. My homie Andre Delano, saxophone. He played with Babyface. Not that one. That was Russell. Russell played with Neo.
Okay.
It was a couple of, let me see, after John, I think when John left, I think LaRon Stover, phenomenal bass player. And then when he graduated, his baby brother came on, Ramonda Stover. We had some great keyboard players. Butchie, what I call him, Frederick Wilson Jr. Okay. Tasha Beatty, she graduated with me. She passed away. Tony Suggs, he's over in China doing his thing over there.
Okay.
Man, a lot of them became music teachers at college. What's that? His Anthony, oh God, it's so Anthony Wiggins. He was phenomenal trumpet player, and he's still here in the city. He's a pastor, and he still plays trumpet when he can. And man, I mean, I could go on name some phenomenal musicians that came out of there. And, you know, Jackie Joyner graduated from there as well.
Yeah.
Conzo Martin, LaFonso Ellis.
Yeah.
Man.
Like I said, no, and that's the thing about it. People don't realize that the talent that we hear about everybody, so-and-so in California. So, no. St. Louis, East St. Louis, we sitting on some people who have always been, we've always been there, but nobody wanted to say nothing. And then some of them, when they leave St. Louis, they don't want to say they're from St. Louis. And that's the part I never understood.
I didn't understand that either. I'm not ashamed to say I'm from East St. Louis, because this was a beautiful city back in the day. Coming up, all the clubs. When I say all the clubs, Ike and Tina Turner, Miles Davis, B.B. King came through here a few times. Albert King came through here. Millie Jackson came through here. Johnny Taylor, Tyrone Davis. A lot of them artists, my daddy responsible for bringing them to the Regal Room.
Yes, now you're right about that, because he did his promotions and everything too. I mean, like I said, that's why I say your connection is more than just coming up under Dr. Jock and Stein. No, when did you finally kick into the point of the DJ part?
Man, now look, I'm gonna say this as a kid, because I've been around the music since a kid, so it was always in me. I just didn't know what to do with it. Okay. On my mom's side, I had two cousins. One was a big time DJ, and they call him DJ J Ruck. Okay. It was him, like Dr. Price, all them, that era, Lonnie B, Doug, all them. That's they little clique. So my cousin J Ruck was a custodian at Eastside, so he did all the DJing for the dances at the high school. He was the main DJ. Okay. So when I used to go over to my aunt's house with my mom, I used to try to sneak down in the basement, because he'd be down there on the turntable. But man, he used to be so mean toward her. He'd be like, "Don't touch nothing down here," and this and that. Just watch. And I'm just like, oh man, why you so mean, man? So I was just sitting there just observing, and he'd be down there mixing and all this stuff. And so I really got fascinated when he started doing it. Okay. My cousin Harvey, he wasn't really a DJ, but when he would come over on the weekends and spend the night, he would bring his turntables. Okay. And he was like, "Cuz, I'm going to show you how to do turntable, because see, if I show you now, you're going to be the baddest girl ever on the turntable." Okay. Well, started off, then he wouldn't come back over on the weekends no more, so I don't know what happened in that. Then I cried about that. I'm like, dang, every time somebody is getting ready to kind of like show me something, it's I don't see him no more. So I just said, okay, whatever. So that's when I really got into it. So my dad, and to be honest, he really didn't want me to be a DJ.
Right. I was gonna say, yeah.
Because you know, it's not a place for a female. And I guess from things that he did and what he went through and all that, I guess he thought maybe I was going to have to go through it. But, you know, it's a different time zone. So it's done differently. So if he was alive now and see that I'm doing this and see the route I'm going, he probably would have been like, I should have probably got you in it then. But, you know, I don't know what he would say. But, yeah, he never wanted me in it. So I never touched it as he was alive, but I was always at the concerts or working shows with him. And what I did coming up as a kid, I just collect my music. Like when you got my allowance, I always went to the music store when my mom let me go to the store. And I just was just keeping up on the music, just keeping up on all the music. And finally, to a point, he got sick. He got real sick. And I'm itching to do it, but I didn't. I'm like, I don't know how it's gonna go. So to the point when he couldn't really do anything, I really couldn't say nothing. I'm like, okay, I might be a bad girl after this since he told me not to do it. But I'm gonna try it, because if it doesn't work out, then I can say I tried it.
Right.
So at the time, Randy OJ, that's his.
Oh yeah, I know Randy. Yeah, I remember Randy.
Randy been around us since diapers, so that's Uncle Randy. And may him rest in peace. I went to Randy. I say, Uncle Randy, because Randy knew I wanted to do it for a long time, but he knew Daddy was gonna block it. So this is my chance. I went to him and asked him. I say, Randy, what do you think? He said, I know you want to do it. He said, I'll tell you what, try it out. I get your stuff all set up for you, get you your music. Bring your laptop down here to Spruce, and we'll fix it up. And I give you the program, and then you go from there. I said, okay. So early 2000, because he had been sick all that time. Early 2000, got all that stuff, tried it out. My first gig was my coworker when I was working over there at Deaconess Hospital at the time. Her mom and dad anniversary. Okay. So she asked me to DJ. This is my first gig. First gig. She said, how much you charge? Blah, blah, blah. I gave the price, whatever. I had all my equipment. And it was great. That was the first one. I don't know what I did after that, but I was like, okay, this is a good start. I had an older crowd. I had the older music, which I like, and it worked. So I tell you, it started off rough. Man, I swear it started off rough, but you know, it worked. It worked out. It worked out. It worked out. Yeah. So I think after that, we started back skating again because skating rinks were, closed. Right. We was some skaters. So I was like, ooh, because we knew the owner because he had been the manager at Skate King on both sides of the river. Right, that was Mr. Wise. He worked under Foggy. Right. Yeah. And I was like, Mr. Wise. I'm like, he said, you DJ. He was like, you DJ. I'm like, I'm slowly into it, but you give me a chance and show me how to work, whatever, we can go from there. So he gave me a chance. He gave me that opportunity. He told me how to do it, and because he been managing for so long, so he knew it inside out. So he showed me how to do it, how to put the the certain selections with this, the fast, and then you slow it down, medium, yeah. He taught me all that. Probably like in 2 years, I had it. Oh. I had it down packed, man. 2 years, had it down packed. The crowd was like, had the crowd, and I was like, okay, I got it. So I wasn't getting a whole lot of gigs, but I was at the skate ring. So that was perfect for me.
Oh yeah, that was it.
That was it. Man, until that day, I finally met Wiz. Because everybody knew about Wiz from way back in the day. You could never get to the DJs in the DJ booth. So you can either just see him from a distance and do that or whatever. But I said, okay. I said, I'm gonna meet that man. One day I'm gonna meet that man. This particular night, I went to Skate City, formerly Skate King over here in East St. Louis.
East St. Louis.
I didn't work that night. I came on a Thursday because Thursday was the older crowd. That was the night I didn't work. I did Monday nights, and Liney B was doing Thursday nights.
Okay.
So I come in the door. Mr. Leo, rest in peace, is the older man.
Yeah.
Okay. And he say, "What's up, Jock?" He say, "Guess who in here?" I say, "Oh." He say, "Wiz." I say, "G Wiz?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Where he at, Mr. Leo?" He said, "He way down there." Man, I threw my bag down. I just started just going through the crowd, and I was like, "Excuse me," I was just going through the crowd. And I was like, "Oh man, I hope don't nobody think I'm trying to knock them down, but I gotta get the Wiz this time." Man, Wiz was sitting back down. He was sitting in the back. He was talking to somebody. I say, "G Wiz," and he like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Man, it's an honor to meet you." I say, "I'm Lady Jock, man." I say, well, I wasn't Lady Jock at the time. I was still
T.
And I say, I'm Jock Stein's daughter. And he was like, man, smile went from east to west, all over the place. And it was an honor. And I'm like, oh man. And I was just like, it's so honored to meet you. And I say, hopefully one day we get together and work together. I say, I would love to work with you, blah, blah, blah. Say, okay, I keep you up on that. And just so happens, Lonnie B wasn't working on Thursdays no more. Wiz came in.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, Wiz down here. I'm going to be going down here on Thursday. I'm going to be sitting up here watching him in his booth. You know, and I'm sitting up there. And then we was cool. It was one night, he was like, he was trying to get me to get on the turntable. Like, nah, man, I ain't ready yet. I ain't really did no turntables in a minute, but I ain't ready yet. I'm just watching you, observing, man. Cause see, I know, and eventually, if I'm gonna be working with you, I'm gonna have to get these turntables down pat.
Right.
And yeah, I've been watching him, and then he stepped down on Thursdays. Then I took over on Thursdays because Mondays was no more. I got real sick, and I couldn't do Monday nights no more for a minute. So I take a break, and then I got better, and then I came to Thursday nights, and then I was the DJ on Thursday nights because first I was like, I want to do this. I'm like, I can't handle this crowd. This was an older crowd, like an older crowd. And Miss Wise was like, she said, "Girl, look, you your daddy's child. You can handle this." She said, "I know you can do it." That's why I told Mr. Wise, put you on Thursdays. Because I know you can do it because you know the music.
Right.
And coming behind Wiz and Lonnie B, I'm like, I'm coming behind the best DJ. I'm like, who does that? I'm like, oh my God. So it was, I think I did it maybe like, almost close to 10 years. And after that, I started
moving up. Yeah.
Moving up.
Well, I mean, like you said, I mean, that right there is the prime example of people wanting the best for you and seeing stuff in you that, like you said, you like, I don't know if I'm ready yet, but if you think I can, then okay, I'm gonna do it. Like I said, and I'm like you with Wiz, it's just his nature to where if you serious, he ain't got no problem. He want to help you, but when you ain't serious, like. I ain't got the kind of time to waste. I don't have it. I appreciate you, but I ain't got that kind of time to waste. And I mean, and that's the thing I've learned from meeting him and being around with, where it's like, hey, look, if you want to do it, we can roll. I got you. But if you playing, no, I ain't got time like that.
Right.
And I mean, like I said, then I mean, from seeing you and holding your own at the casino piece, I mean, yeah, that thing there, man, that was a good thing too. That it just got to a point where it's like, come on.
Let me tell you how I got that job. So Wiz was DJing somewhere. I can't think. I think it's the Polish Harrison Center or something over there on Carl. So Tony T was supposed to be him and Tony T. It was this big annual party thing.
Okay.
Tony T got called in to work.
Right.
So that left Wiz. You know, Wiz don't do the mic. He just gonna be. So I had DJ like Thursday night at the Ring, and I had another gig Friday night. I don't know what I did, and I'm just like, oh, now I'm playing incognito tonight. I ain't doing no gigs because I'm tired. I got to go back to work Monday. So I got a text, but I didn't know it was he. Only not only did he text me, he texted a couple of other DJs, and he was like, whoever responds. So I'm like, Wiz text. I was like, oh man, Wiz texting. I'm like, I'm like, ooh, this might be an opportunity, or if you don't answer, just miss out. So I'm like, I'm gonna text back. So he was like, hey, are you available? And I was just like, I say, what you got up? He said, I need another DJ where I'm at because Tony T had got called in to work. And I'm like, where the address? Where you at? Well, not knowing the place was like 7 minutes from where I live. And I was like, shoot, this even better. I said, what all I need to bring? He said, just your laptop. I say, I'm looking like just my laptop. I'm like, because I use this other controller thing. And I'm like, I say, I don't need to bring that. He said, no, bring your laptop. I said, okay. So I brought my other mixes just with me just in case. So not knowing that I'm plugging into his Serato on the turntable, and I was like, oh, I say I ain't did these turntables in quite a minute. I don't know if I'm gonna be rusty on these or not. But I'm like, okay, you know what the heck? Give it a shot. So plug up the computer. Couldn't get the computer going, couldn't get the software up. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, what's wrong? Of course, I'm on a Windows computer, so trying to convert to Mac products. I don't know, went in the computer, did something. Next thing I know, and I forgot, Lonnie V had put this, he put the Serato thing on my computer.
Okay.
I forgot it was on there, so it was like the drivers.
Right.
I can go anywhere with these drivers and plug into anywhere. So I forgot he had it on the hard drive. And I'm like, oh man, Lonnie saved my day. So I just kept the drivers on there and plugged in, did what I had to do, everything. It was like, next thing I know, boom, Serato pops up on the computer. So Wiz observing all of this. You know, he DJing and observing all of this at the same time. I'm just like, man, this dude concentrating DJing and watching me fix his computer. I'm just like, he just amazed. So I'm like, get the computer up. Then he was like, okay. He said, I'm gonna let you get on there because with the type of, it was like a different crowd. It was like an older and a young. So he knew I had more of the newer stuff. So mixing in with that while he do the older stuff. So I gets up there. So I ain't used turntables in a while. So this new product stuff is new. So, you know, my cues ain't really set up right. So I couldn't really get comfortable but I did it for a little bit and then I couldn't because it was start tweaking, messing up a little bit. So he saw all that. So he said, you talk on the mic, don't you? I said, no, not really. Now, kid you not, I had not been doing nothing on the mic. So I was like, he said, well, I'm not gonna say much. So I said, okay, let me do this. Let me just see what I can do. Man, got the mic. I was the hype girl. It just started from there. It just started flowing out because, man, I didn't think I could do it because when I was working at the skate ring, I barely said stuff on the microphone. I was just into music. I was like, I ain't gonna say nothing on the microphone. And man, we saw all that when the show was over with, paid me, and then told me, be careful going home. And next day he called Cut, or either he called Cut that night. He told Cut everything. Wiz told me the story. He told Cut everything. And Cut was like, man, I think you need to put her on your team.
Hey, that's it. Like you said, I mean, and the best thing was he was waiting. I mean, like I said, and that's why he watching and he saw you in trouble. He's like, okay, I'm gonna see if she can get it. If she can get out of it, hey, we gonna roll. And then when you say okay, and you gave it and it was going, and like I said, then it's a rock. You're like, oh, all right, look here, can you get this mic? Like I said, opportunity he gonna give you because he sees something in you. Because first of all, he wouldn't have called you if he didn't see nothing.
There you go. Exactly.
You know, and then the fact of it is that even in the midst of the stuff going, you adjusted. You made that different move to where, yeah, it's like you say, it's like growing up in the hood when you grow up and you know that you ain't the best fighter on the block, but
right.
you know if you with somebody who can fight, if it comes down to it, y'all can go back to back and you're gonna handle your own, and they know
there
it.
you go.
I mean,
exactly.
No, like I said, no, he don't let people around him who ain't gonna either help him level out or take him to a different level. But no, that's why I say between Wiz and Cut, I love him to death. I mean, cause yeah, I mean it's been a great ride, and we all on that same train, baby. That time, man, we got that time, so we rolling.
Man, and that's how I got on the team, and I was Boogie Night.
That's it. So
and
okay,
I've been on the road since.
All right. So now in your midst, cause I said between growing up and being a part of the music industry, and now being an adult and carving your own niche, how has it been? Being because it ain't that many lady jocks or lady DJs in Missouri.
Nope.
So as far as getting in different situations and getting in different gigs, how rough has that been? Has that been a rough piece?
Man, it seemed like ever since I connected with Wiz, it's like the name is out there now.
Okay.
You never know who's paying attention to you or what you're doing and how you're doing. And I mean, when I did the Boogie Nights with him, it was like people was calling.
Okay.
Gigs. It was like almost every weekend, pretty much in the summer, I was booked.
Okay.
Booked. And it can be a wear and tear. And I'm like, okay, I'm a female, so I'm like, I ain't gonna pretty much do this to myself long.
Right.
Because now I'm not too far from 50. So I said at 50, because I already know what I'm doing now. And I want to keep doing this on this level, what I'm doing. So yeah, the gigs was coming like left and right. Now it's at a point now, I don't even have to take the gig. When you get at that point, I can be like, oh, I can call somebody else.
Yeah.
Because I like to put other people on now. Wiz got me out there.
That's it.
I'm helping others.
That's it. And like I said, and again, like I said, it's the whole. I mean, I really looking at the people who are around the circle and the connection. I mean, like I say, we connected in ways that I didn't realize until talking to you and being around you. Like I said, through the East St. Louis, the music scene with the bands, the radio scene. I mean, it's a crazy piece, but as you sit back and look at it, you see that regardless of what people think, God has a way of putting people in places, and based on how we accept it and respond to it leads to the next run. Because like I said, I mean, really, for me to sit back and say that years ago, I'll be like, yeah, I'll be hanging out with DJ Cut, I'll be hanging out with G Wiz, I'll be hanging out with Jock and Stein and Mark, Lady Jock. I mean, this is stuff that I didn't see as a kid growing up. Being from St. Louis, you know, some of the stuff in places you being from St. Louis and East St. Louis, I know your travels, you've done stuff in other cities and traveling. What kind of traveling have you been doing DJing?
Oh, have I done some traveling? I mean, I think I just kind of like been in the area, but we waiting on those traveling calls. I think they coming though.
They coming and they coming. They come and like I said, and then being at the concerts and stuff,
Yep.
meeting people and all that kind of stuff. I mean, still, like I said, those doors open. Who, if you had to say, who's somebody that you really, 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 really wanted to meet and you met?
And he's still my man crush today. Rest in peace, Mr. Prince.
Okay. Yeah, look, I wouldn't know that by that poster behind you. I wouldn't know that you was a Prince fan. I wouldn't know that.
Man, it's I can just say this, boy. My dad was gonna take us to a lot of his early shows back in the early 80s, but that was his wild days.
Yeah.
But he would get messages and be like, "Nah, man, can't bring the kids. It's not gonna be appropriate for them." So we get our feelings hurt every time, man. We missed out on the Dirty Mind tour.
Ooh, okay.
Missed out on the Controversy tour, but we finally got to go to the 1999 tour.
Okay, yeah.
And that's when we met him. Well, we weren't even expecting it, but that's when we met him. And I was like a kid in the candy store because we met him. We met Morris Day in the group. We met Vanity, and oh my God, that was a concert. He might have did some cursing and stuff, but he wasn't as bad as he was at the other shows. But yeah, because I think that Rick James show when he opened up, that was a no. Daddy, like they told him no. But I'm like, we went to all these other stuff, these Parliament Funkadelic. They were just as wild as everybody else, but we couldn't go to the Dirty Mind tour. But it was okay. It was okay. I'm not tripping because I met him, so I'm okay with that.
Okay, like you said, though, yeah, right. You done took me to Parliament Funkadelic, and I can't see Prince.
You know what I'm saying? So and then I could have met him a couple of more times, but it was my work schedule conflict. But I ended up going to the shows when he kept coming back to St. Louis. So I thank my daddy on that. So I can truly say from knowing the people that he knew, because he kept a black book at his house. Okay. So that black book had pretty much majority of celebrities in that book.
Okay.
So people that he was contact with at the radio station and way back in the day. And those numbers they were still good unless if it changed, somebody was gonna reach out to him, tell him it changed.
Right.
But he kept that book, and it kind of opened doors for me because some of them that I do remember him being cool with. Oh yeah, your daddy did this and that. What you need us to do? And I was like, oh, you asking me that? But nah. But it's like now, whatever favor you need, we got you, because your dad really did good things. And yep. So
now what is next on Lady Jock's I want to do next list?
My next list, and I want you to broadcast this live somewhere all over the nation. I want to host concerts.
Okay.
I want to host and have Big Brother G Wiz on the tape.
Okay. Oh, girl, look at you. Look that. Look, you may get your wish quicker than you think. Cause we want to do some things like that. Host some concerts and get some folks in. Yeah.
And and I saw my daddy do that. And this is fun. This is how, I'm gonna tell you real quick how he got connected with George. He didn't know George from, East or West. He just knew of him. My daddy was down there. He went to Carbondale College, Carbondale University.
Yep.
George them used to go down there and do shows and stuff. And Daddy was DJing, but he really didn't know him. So this particular show was done in East St. Louis. I think it was at the high school. Apparently, I don't know what happened. The crowd got just kind of out of control. I don't think there was no host or anything. So my daddy took it in his initiative. He went up there, got the crowd involved, got him calm. Whatever he did, George loved what he did.
Yeah.
And that's how he told him, we taking you on tour with us. And then, the name came later.
Right.
So they've been cool, man. You talking about the 70s, man, the late 70s on. Yeah, so.
See now that's an extra added piece to the story, because the story that they told us was the fact about when they came to Carbondale and they were selling the flashlights. And he was trying to figure out who was giving out the flashlight. George told him, he said, yeah, this young brother, he was Touche the DJ then. He said, yeah, he was doing them flashlights and Wawa. We like, yeah, we got to get with that. No, you got to bring him on here, because you can't be making money off of us and we ain't making none.
I didn't know that was in Carbondale. I actually thought it was at the Checker Dome when that concert. So maybe it was down there.
He said Carbondale, because that's what he said. He changed his name and everything because for the fact of he said because he had the hip hoppers at that point in time. George said we wasn't hopping because he was hip, but he had the hip hoppers, and we're like, no, come on in, let me change your from Touche to DJ to Dr. Jockenstein. I said, as a matter of fact, we let the people see that. They don't know. We're gonna let them see a taste on how Jockenstein got his name with our interview stuff going on here. But I mean, it's just, first of all, it's just great. I'm just grateful for the fact that you came on here to holler at little old me about who you are and what's going on. And again, but let me be part of the family, because like I say, after we met the first time, we met from that point on, and family is what it is. It's like, hey, now you know me, now I know you, we good to go. It ain't no separating of the piece. And I mean, and that comes from the love that people don't realize, that there's still a connector. Everybody ain't trying to be out front by themselves.
Right.
And between, I say, Wiz, Cut, you, me, I mean, it's a beautiful thing where people come together. It's like, all right, look, together, we can knock down a whole lot of walls. By ourselves, hell, we was knocking out a brick for the next couple of weeks. So let's go ahead and knock these walls down together, and everybody gonna move up to another level.
I'm ready, man. This has been my dream. I swear, me and Wiz had these conversations, and I'm like, I know he called his sister Bumpy, but I say I'm Baby Bumpy. I say that's the nickname now. He laughed, and he said, I want us to be like your dad and Jim Gates. And I'm like, oh man, I say, that is cold, because we can do that on a different level and a different time frame it is now. It would be awesome. And I'm like, and that's what I want to be like them. They were the street promoters. That's what they did. Oh, yeah. We want to be like, when you go to a concert, oh, that's Jock, that's Wiz, that's Cecil, hey, we got y'all on the board. Come through the back door. We got you. That's how my daddy them went. They went through the back door. Yeah. You got to go through the front door. Oh, we need a ticket. We got to buy a ticket. We want to be them ones to be like,
that's it.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
But like I said, we on our way. Once this COVID dies down some more, we got some things coming, because that's the thing. Now that's the thing about, I want to ask you about being this pandemic piece, this COVID piece. How did it help you move a little further than where you would have been if it was normal? How did it make Lady Jock change her game?
Well, I tell you this, I thank Big Brother, because he got me on the radio at KDHX. So when the pandemic really hit, it was kind of like, oh man, what we gonna do? You know, we can't do this, we can't do that. So as I finally got my show and he came on behind me, we started interviewing celebrities, because it felt like we was out and about. We brought the celebrities to us. And we was doing interviews. We made so many friends. See, when I say we got so many friends in the celebrity world now, it's awesome. And I I can't thank nobody but this man above, because he's been sending blessings my way since. I don't know what's next, but I'll take it. I'll take it, and I'm gonna keep living my life to the fullest. But that's kind of like what we've been doing. I come here, I get my music. I've been getting a lot of my music stuff together, my hard drives, got my computers, and I was just like, okay, when it died down, yeah. I got my stuff. And this actually, it was a good thing for me too, because I was able, when Wiz told me to up to date the stuff that I really would need to really, DJ with the proper stuff. Right, that took the time. I was able to get all that. Now I got to get these turntables now, because my other turntables is they kind of wickety whack. But I got some new ones coming. And after that I'm good. So I say the pandemic really didn't hurt me at all, because I was blessed. I was still working, even though I'm working in the healthcare field. Right, it's kind of dangerous. It could have been stressful. It was tiresome because we was putting in a lot of hours. Yes, I was tired, but it paid off. Little things is happening now, so I just took it one day at a time. Like, people was like, "I'm bored to death. I don't know what to do." I'm like, "Read a book." Read a book.
See, now look, and that was a weird answer. That's what you did. Read a book.
Read a book. Turn on the radio. Find you some hobbies around the house. And see, I turned my whole basement. Half of it is a gym, okay, and my other section is the DJ stuff. And then my other room, I keep all my tools and all that stuff in. So, man, I had stuff. I got a drum down there, a drum set. So I kept myself busy during the pandemic. So I was good. I wasn't bored at all. I caught up on some reading and other stuff, and then we did our interview. So I was cool.
That's good. Well, like I said, I want to say again, thank you for being who you are and doing what you do. And like I said, music-wise, I know for a fact that I say Jock is smiling and happy that his baby girl is doing something that she not only wanted to do, but love to do. And we love what you do. My sister, Lady Jock, love you, girl. Love you. Thank you for coming on. And so we got volume 2 and 3 coming up soon on the background check. And y'all gotta check it out and see what's happening. And me and Wiz was talking earlier. We got some stuff that's going through the air. We trying to get right. So y'all be ready, because 2 is gonna be a beautiful year. It's gonna be a beautiful year. And if you want to know more about what's going on, Lady Jock, when can they catch your radio show?
They can catch me every Saturday from 5 p.m. Central Time to 7 p.m. Music My Way, 88.1 FM, online, kdhx.org. You can also find me on social media at Lady Jock on Instagram, at Lil Jock, at Lil Jock on Twitter and Facebook.
There she is, the one and only superhero extraordinaire. She's Tamika Harvey by daytime and Lady Jock when it's time to play them records. Love you. Have a good one, and I'll see you in a minute.
All right. Thank you.
All right, man.
All right.